Sarah, thank you very much for coming onto The Right Note and playing Cellophane for us. That was your latest single off your debut album, But You Are, But It Has, which I understand was something of a labour of love for you over about a 3-year period. What did that period consist of?
Well, that was right from like demoing the songs too, and that also included putting out an EP as well in that time. So it wasn't just nutting away on the album that entire time.
So how did it develop from sort of those early sketches to like the finished album? Was there a big difference in terms of what your original vision was to the end product?
Yeah, some of the songs changed a lot. Predominantly with this album I wrote at the piano, but then I knew that I wanted to get into like looking at groove and beats pretty early on. So I've got my band who I've been working with for a while, and so I decided to bring them in at quite an early stage. So we did demo, like sort of old school demoing in the studio, which doesn't happen a lot actually these days, but we spent a weekend with a couple of, cases of beer and did demos, like really old school demos that way. Yeah, so we had the demoing and then getting into making the album, finished the EP, put the singles out, then went back to finishing the album.
Right.
Yeah.
And I read a quote from you that I think you said you'd learned a lot personally over that 3-year period. What sort of things did making this album teach you about yourself?
I think just a lot of like bravery and backing yourself up and really going with your gut on things.
Okay. And is that something you'd struggled with in the past, that sort of backing yourself?
I think so, yeah, definitely. Yeah. Just having that confidence to make exactly what you want to make as well, without being influenced too heavily by things around you,
Right. And I've read that Peter Gabriel is a big influence of yours. What is it that you take from his music?
Everything. Everything, actually, pretty much. No. He's someone for me who's been around for a long time. So when I was a kid, I was listening to So, growing up, and that was one of our records that we had at home. And I think from him, the use of the studio as an instrument is a massive influence on both myself and Richie, my partner. And his arrangement skills. So like everything on So you can sing like all the parts, you can sing all the drum parts, you can pretty much sing, so that was a big map for what I wanted to do. Was definitely trying to, on an arrangement front, make everything really decisive and clear and singable, basically.
Okay. Yeah. And you mentioned that 3-year period you've been doing stuff in between writing, and I know you've done a lot of work with artists such as Jack Colwell and Chet Faker and Sarah Blasco, and you're also playing with Olympia at the moment, playing in her band. How did that come about?
So Olympia and I did a tour together. I used to play in Lanny Lane's band, and Olympia was supporting Lanny, and we met then. And then fast forward a couple of years, she, made her amazing album, which I absolutely love. And I supported her on her tour, and she asked if I would play a couple of songs in the band, and then after that asked if I'd join, so yeah.
Right. And so you were originally born in New Zealand?
I was born in Sydney.
You're born in Sydney, okay.
This is a good thing to clarify. I grew up in New Zealand. Both my parents are Kiwis. Okay. I was born in Sydney. They were living here, and then we moved back there, and I grew up in New Zealand.
Okay, gotcha. Yeah. And you've got quite a strong classical music upbringing. I know that you're very accomplished classically. And is it true that you actually wrote a song that ended up in an All Blacks commercial campaign?
I did, yeah. It was an All Blacks MasterCard commercial.
Right.
I wrote the music for that, yeah.
As a semi-New Zealander, if we can call you that.
I do. I mean, I identify with New Zealand. I've been here for 10 years now, so it is a bit confusing. We'll just call me Australasian.
Australasian, right. So was that a big deal to be involved in that commercial? Or that campaign?
Yeah, I didn't think it was massive at the time. Like I was working in a production house and writing music for ads, and it just kind of came about, and I did it. And it's not something I really love to do. I don't actually really like writing music for ads.
No.
So, but that piece in particular, they wanted something actually quite emotional and quite beautiful for that campaign. So yeah, I was actually really happy with I took the New Zealand anthem and
Yeah.
restructured it. Yeah.
Fantastic. And I know that prior to recording under your own name, you had released an album under the name Miss Little.
Yeah.
What's the difference between Miss Little and Sarah Belkner?
Miss Little, I felt like and even having the pseudonym, I think sometimes you can really be hiding behind something and getting back to that idea of, gaining confidence and being brave and really trying to figure out what you want to say in your music. Miss Little to me was, a bit of hiding, really. Okay. I feel like in hindsight, sort of felt like I was sort of doing the persona thing, but not really, not 100% either. So it was great to just pull it all in and go for gold.
Was that a big step to put it out under your own name?
It was, yeah. Yeah, it was a big step to do that and just, kind of just be okay with me.
Yeah. Great.
Yeah.
Well, I think you should be okay with you. It's a great
Thanks,
album.
Rod.
And thank you once again for coming on the show. I really appreciate it.
Pleasure. Thank you.